Tweed River is located on the far north coast of New South Wales and offers a great variety of fishing, from estuary to offshore. On this trip, I'm fishing with Steve Wilson, and we're going to have a look at the options this extensive estuary offers. You fish here a fair bit, don't you, Steve?
I do. I get down here every now and then, and normally on the Gold Coast, but I come down here fairly regularly. Yeah. We were going to go outside this morning, but the weather's not good for it, so we've decided to come up the river and chase some flatties and bream and just have a bit of fun.
Yeah.
So if you can't get outside, you can always fish in the river.
You expect to get a flathead or two here, Steve?
We do. There's a few flathead that like to sit along here at the bottom of the tide, just out from the rocks a bit. Just in ambush, waiting for something to swim past.
Oh, that's better, Steve. And this is pretty typical of all these northern New South Wales river estuaries. This is a Tweed. We're just low tide.
Yep, right at the bottom of the tide, last of the run out, and
yeah,
they're just sitting out off the rocks and waiting for a feed of prawns, I suppose. All right, so it's a big long cast with the wind. We're a little popper on today, so we're just going to short little whippy little jigs of the rod as you just wind it. You don't want it fast. Looks like I'm winding fast, but we're drifting with the wind pretty quick, so it's not moving fast. And hopefully we get a whiting or a bream, or if there's a shallow flathead and he's hungry, he might even grab it too. Yep. Oh, there we go. Nice little whiting. Took that off the top, Bill.
Excellent.
Beautiful fish.
Looks like a whiting's come up behind those. It is a whiting.
Have a look at the size of that. That is a nice whiting. Almost King George size. Nice yellowfin whiting. For some reason they seem to really love these poppers, so we'll get him in. There he is. What a little beauty. And that is a nice whiting on a popper. We'll get him back in. It's hard to imagine a fish that feeds and built to feed on the bottom with the underslung mouth will come up and take a shrimp or something off the surface. So yeah, they think these poppers are shrimps and up they come. Yep, there's a bite, Yep, there's another one, Bill. He took that right off the top. Another one. There we go. Looks like he's turned down and caught himself on that one. Yeah, fat little fish, but he's only small. It's probably about 21 centimetres, if that. A lot of people see that on a lot of the bream, and it's usually when they get caught in a net when they're little, and then they get pulled out, and that breaks a couple of spines. So usually that's a net injury. But anyway, we'll let him go, he's a fighter. We've moved down to the front, down towards the mouth and the bar area of the Tweed. And we're using a bit heavier. I've gone to 1/6 and I've put a 2-inch shrimp on. Current's starting to run out and we've just getting it down nice and deep and see if there's any bream and flathead and things like that. So I'll just keep working it. Hang on, they're getting a bite. There's a nibble. Yep. Okay, here we go. That's a bit better. Flatty, he come up pretty easy too, so got a bit of line on him. I'll get the net, we'll get him into the boat and we'll have a look at him. Little dusky here, I don't know if he's legal, he'd just go 40 centimetres. Get that out of him. 1/6 jig head with a 1/0, and we've got a 2-inch shrimp, and he's just eating that like it was a prawn. And yeah, he's just worked along the edge of the channel where the sand meets the rocks, and he was just sitting there ambushing shrimps and prawns and minnows and things like that. So what we're going to do, I'll show you how to hold these things. Now the best way is turn him upside down and hold him so he's arched. Put your thumb in their bum. I know it doesn't sound too good, but if you put your thumb in their bum, it's better than having a spike in your thumb.
Now we've moved further up this extensive river estuary, and as you can see, it's a lot smaller than down below.
Righto, just cast over there with a little 3-inch bass minnow in watermelon pearl, and he sort of hit it on the drop. He put it right in into the shade.
Took it in close too.
He did. I'd be happy with that any day.
Now Steve, I've been working a hard body, you've got a soft plastic on. We're punching them right up against the bank in the shade. It's a pretty warm day today. What's the difference here? Is there obviously getting the soft plastics down in the strike zone?
I'm just fishing a little bit deeper with the 1/16. Just same place, I'm putting it in under the trees into the shade, and letting it sink just that little bit deeper, and it's sitting in the zone a bit longer.
Yep.
So I'm just giving a little shake and just leaving it, and they're coming up over and then just sucking it up. Gives them a chance to sort of see it, and then gives them time to come over and pick it up. Now he didn't take that straight away. He just sat there watching it for a while, obviously, and I just felt a couple of bites, but he didn't come in and smash it. He just started playing with it. So I waited till he sort of got the nerve to have a good go at it after a few little jiggles, and he sucked it in, and I set the hook and away we went. So yeah, it's not always a smash and grab. You've got to really tentatively just flick the lure in, let it sink, just give them time to take it, and yeah, that's the reward.
Now this may look strange, but what we're doing here, we're just paralleling the bank. So we've got a great bit of bank along here, quite deep. Fishing a jackal chubby, which is probably one of the most popular diving brim lures about. Plenty of pauses. And by poking the nose into the bank, we're able to cast parallel to the bank and fish the whole strike zone all the way along. I just had a couple of hits on the cast before, and it was actually the wind's just coming right off the bank, so I was just blowing the lure out a bit, but as soon as it drifts back in straight, certainly getting a hit or two, but it's good technique.
Here we go.
It's a better fish, Steve.
Yeah. Nice little flathead.
You nailed that banana prawn pretty well.
Yeah, they're lovely.
Now that's interesting. We're what, low tide now, dropping low tide, and right out in the open we're just sort of fishing the flats here and just prospecting the flats rather than casting to the
snags.
Casting to the snags, and we've got some good action there. Now, just on dark, we've ended up at the barrier. a man-made weir on the Tweed constructed to limit the push of tidal water up the river. The extensive shallow area just below the barrier can be a fish haven for bass and other species.
Been chucking poppers for a while now, and these things have been coming up. I think it's a trevally, little trevally.
Little Trevor?
Yeah.
Must be what they were.
Yeah, I think
we've been
so.
working them for long enough.
Yeah, that
Hey?
happened, didn't it? Just on the little.
No wonder they were biting short as well. Well, we solved that
Yeah, it was a bit of
that
a
issue.
mystery for a while, trying to work out what
probably
it's,
half an hour of short strikes on the surface.
wondering what they were.
Yeah. Oh, look, maybe some of them are a little bit bigger than this, but that storm's coming in now, mate, so
Yeah, we might have to call it quits for the afternoon.